if everything in my life goes to plan, I'll hit the 7 summits, the highest mountain on each continent.
Subscribe and share to support the show.
Shall we head to my favorite planet in the galaxy? The planet of good vibes. 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 It's time!
All right.
I love humanity. I think it's great.
It's all good, man. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger.
The Hamm Planet Podcast.
Our blast from the galaxy of good vibes at approximately 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Top of the morning, folks. Good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to the Hamm Planet Podcast. I'm your host, Peter Hamm. And if you're new to the show, love to see it. Welcome to the show. You know, we're a show about 3 things. Simple as that. Good vibes. Great people. And glorious stories, ladies and gents. We embrace the story. And tonight, we are beyond hyped to have a man who has many great stories. He's a man who calls Texas home. He's a man who calls Montana home. Man who has shared the field of battle with me at good old Baylor University. Fellow COVID survivor, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for the one and only Nick Stow.
What's up?
Bro, how you feeling?
Feeling good today? A little tired.
Feeling good? Feeling good? Looking good? What character were we were just discussing a character in the Matrix.
Neo.
Brother, this is probably a cardinal sin when it comes to Matrix. I haven't seen it.
Can you pull up a picture
Of Neo?
Yeah.
Yes. I think I know. Is he the one, the
Keanu Reeves.
he's on the posters.
The main dude.
In EO?
Yeah.
In EO. Neo. Matrix. What a name on him, you know? That's a...
You should check those movies out.
Oh, yeah. I know, I need to. You look just like him. It's pretty insane. We'll put his picture up on the board.
It's like this. It's just the shape of the glass.
This guy is also Keanu Reeves. His name in real life is... We should know it. Anyways, that's not what we're here for. Brother Nick, great to see you.
Nice to see you too, man.
A long time brother.
Mm-hmm.
A best friend. And one who has, you know, I like to say we grew up a lot together. Because the essential chapter of life were those 18 to 20, I mean, I'd say up to now, sure.
Yeah.
But actually, I feel like there's been at least maybe 2 or 3 chapters since college, but all a part of one great book and story. Brother Nick, Montana is near and dear to your heart. But brother, where were you born and raised, brother? To get us started, to tap the people into the old stories of Nicholas Stow.
I was born in Texas, so South Texas.
Love that. That's right.
But
how south would you say? Like south,
pretty much at the
border,
southern tip of Texas.
That's south, brother.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Close to Brownsville.
Okay. How was that? How young were you?
I lived there for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So
you remember?
Remember a bit of it.
Yeah.
But not most of my life now.
Yeah. So, I mean, good time there down in Brownsville, right?
I mean, from what I remember as a kid.
What did they have there? What was like one thing you remember, like Brownsville? I remember like they had this.
So we lived in Harlingen. It was a little north, different town.
Okay. Brownsville, probably the nearest biggest city.
Yeah, Brownsville's the one that people typically know because that's the border crossing right there. So
That's where the gate,
yeah.
you get in, you get out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, brother. Right, you're right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Not many people have that experience because it's probably the most
Yeah, you don't
talked about border in the world.
haven't really met people, especially from South Texas, from the Valley.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Well,
people really leave that much.
They just stay on down by the border. Border life is that a thing?
I guess border towns, yeah.
Border towns, yeah.
Like, how many people do you know from El Paso?
You know,
Not many, yeah.
not many. Yeah, not many.
I think there are just
I
some
think I know,
areas that people just
a
don't.
couple. Well, brother, wow. I mean, that's a unique place to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Any crazy, occurrences being in a border town?
Not really. I mean, I think back when I was living there, it's
Right.
definitely changed since then. I haven't been back in a while, so I couldn't
Yeah.
say for what it would be like right now. But I know it's definitely
Respect.
changed within the past
Oh yeah.
15 years.
It's definitely had some technological advancements.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were in Brownsville. We then carried on to where, brother?
Montana. So
The old
2007.
Montana.
Mm-hmm.
Big sky country.
Very beautiful up there.
Very, very. And what part of good old Montana?
So we lived up near Kalispell.
Oh yeah.
So it's north part of Flathead Lake. I know
North
you
part
go
of
to Polson.
Oh, brother. Love Polson. Love Montana.
Yeah.
And I think the people will probably learn that, me and Nick, that's a reason we're great friends, because Montana. And for a long time before, everyone started finding out about it because of Yellowstone, and it's a lot more common, that people know about Montana now than they used to.
Yeah, I think I moved over there. I mean, I think they've always had a growing population, but
Steady on the rise.
I was
for
there
sure.
kind of before, because
Before technology hit.
I've heard it's gotten a lot.
I mean, I still go
Like
there though.
Tons
and
of
I'm
people
like,
are moving there now.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Every time I go there, I do see like new people and houses and stuff, and it's great to see. But
I don't know
there's
if it's
still
very great for the people living there.
yeah, I mean, in Texas they say, "Don't California my Texas."
Same thing up there.
Yeah, I bet they got that in Montana too. I know, because I know people who are from California who've moved to Montana.
Especially don't like Californians up there.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's always a funny thing. The old Texas, California, stuff. It could go on for days. Okay, brother. So we nestled in the heart of Montana as a young man with the Stow family.
Yes, sir.
And why did we make the move? You went fully to the other side of America.
Yeah.
Why is that? That's pretty awesome.
My dad's job
Right?
took us around a little bit.
For dad's work. I mean, I feel like that's one of the main reasons any kid ever moves around.
Yeah.
Which is, a big part of life.
Mm-hmm.
A good thing in many ways. Everyone who I know who has like moved around, they've been like, I know more.
It's
because of it.
It's definitely one of those things in the moment, especially as a kid.
Yeah.
It's not very fun, especially when you move off.
It's hard, I bet.
Yeah. But definitely see the value in it later in life,
because
opened my eyes a little bit.
Oh, brother, I bet. Yeah. Montana, completely different world from Brownsville. Brother, so when you got to Montana, you were about, 10 years old?
Yeah, about 10.
And you were there up until the end of high school?
2014, so 7 years. So that's why I kind of, when people are like, where are you from? Well,
yeah. Montana.
I've lived most of my life in Texas, but from the age of, from fourth grade
Depends on who's asking you.
From fourth grade to 10th grade. Like those
Texans
those years,
asking you, go with Texas. If a Montanan's asking you, you can go, You can technically, you're not committing any fouls.
I say I'm from Texas.
Yeah.
I consider myself from Texas, but I add
Can't dock you for that.
little bit because it was definitely a significant portion of my childhood. So
1,000%. That's when that's when it's when the old balls drop.
Mhm.
Put it simply. I mean that's a
Formative years.
In doctrine, science, fact. It is usually during that time period in most male development pathways. But brother, what sports were we doing up in good old Montana? Were we always swole?
Not really.
Not really.
I never really worked out. Never really went to the gym.
In Montana, none.
Nah.
A little bit.
So,
did you play any sports in high school?
In high school,
Yeah.
I did track my freshman sophomore year, but I was horrible. I wasn't really good.
Running.
I just did it just to do something.
Got to do something.
Yeah.
Got to do something, honestly. But is that it? No football, no wrestling?
Nah.
No,
I mean, so
lifting?
I played football in middle school, but that doesn't really count.
I'll count. I definitely count it. But, brother, you found your way to rugby, which
Yeah.
is a great thing. But did you play any before or no? You
Before
knew about
college?
it. Yeah.
I did in Saudi. That's how I kind of got wind
Saudi.
of it. Yeah.
And we got to make sure we touch on Saudi. When were we in Saudi?
So 2014 to 2016. So moved over there.
So did you finish high school there?
Yeah.
No way. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
The American School in Jeddah.
Shout out to them, right? Do we like them? Good school?
Yeah.
Really happy to, or I would say proud to be an alumni.
Yeah. It's a nice school.
Saudi? Brother, that's wow. So those are three very unique places to be born and raised in.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You got
The
north and
history
south
repeats
of the
it.
U.S. and then completely different country.
And not just you're not going up to Canada. You're in Saudi Arabia. Like,
Yeah.
how long is that flight from Dallas to Saudi?
I'm not sure if they have direct flights, but we would typically fly into Europe. So that's about a 10 hour flight.
Bro, how is life in Saudi? I've never, I don't know. It's never been an option for me to go there, but I see it on TV during the World Cup.
Yeah, I don't really think it's a huge tourist destination.
What was life like there? What was different?
It's weird. I get asked this question a lot, but there's no just
I'm
super
sure.
simple answer to it. It's obviously very different. Different
Right.
country.
Okay, so
Very
like
different culturally.
food wise, what would you say? Like, all right, their food's like this.
I love the food over there.
Yeah. Like, what are some of the things maybe they had that were like, we don't have these here, or vice versa?
I've never been able to find a good shawarma here. You know what a shawarma
Shawarma?
is? Yeah.
But I don't know what a shawarma is.
It's like, those vertical ovens where they shave off the meat. The Greek version of it is like a euro.
I love it. I know.
Mhm.
I know if we're talking euros.
But a shawarma, I think it's a
More
Arab
meat?
version of it.
Okay, a different
So
animal.
they usually it's beef or chicken, but
Beef or chicken.
yeah, I really like the chicken ones. But they shave it off, and then
off of that stick that's just, zzz, or it's not making the zzz noise, but it's spinning around.
yeah,
Dude, they do. I know they have those in Europe, and
yeah. But
or they're not the same.
the ones in Saudi, they put them in a pita, just kind of a flatbread,
Ooh,
and then what really did it was
amazing.
they put French fries,
Ooh,
pickles,
ooh.
and there's this garlic sauce.
Saudi special garlic sauce.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's specific to Saudi, but I think they might be
They
more
got it here?
Lebanese style
Ooh.
shawarma, but I haven't been able to find anything
Lebanese
nearly
always
as,
sounds
nearly
like
as good here.
good.
I dream of those.
Damn, brother. Well, we need a store that makes it. We need to find. So it's called a shamu.
Shawarma.
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 Yeah.
Shawarma.
Like
I'll have
shawarma.
me one shawarma.
I'm butchering the pronunciation, but that's what it's called.
Love that. Love that. Anything else? Is there any like really I feel like I know there is, but I don't know what they are. Is there like any strict laws that are clearly different from here?
When I was there, women couldn't drive. And they can drive now.
Wow. Oh.
It's weird to think about. I think 2018 was when they were granted the right to drive, but when I was there, they couldn't drive.
Wow. Dude, that is crazy. I mean, honestly, if we're just looking at it from a realistic standpoint, that limits kind of the usefulness of, or it's very limiting not being able to drive if you're an adult.
Yes.
To go get resources or go meet people. Or
it was interesting because you get to see the way economies grow around stuff like that. Because in Saudi, there was a big
shapes
kind
and
of
molds about.
People had drivers. Taxis were everywhere. When I was there, Uber was everywhere. Huge. So, but they need the system so that all these women can get places. Right. Because it's not like they're just staying at home. So
and
having a driver is normal.
The guy is usually facilitating the driving.
For the wealthier ones, yeah.
Right. Damn.
But
like, okay, so your family, American, came over there. Did your mom drive?
No.
Wow.
I don't think she really wanted to anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame her. That is a massive difference. Okay. Anything else?
I don't know that maybe anything that changed, but just entire, again, just when this question is asked, it's just hard to...
You got to go see it.
It's weird. You just say like everything. Obviously, the culture is very different.
Yeah.
It's an Islamic culture over there, which many people in the U.S. don't get the chance to experience.
Right. They don't. I mean, and it's... I mean, my view, I'm just Peter, but I think it's good that the more you learn about each and every religion, the more you can, kind of be aware of the world.
Easier to just relate to other people.
1,000%.
Because
1,000%.
If you've never met any Muslims,
right, you could maybe think some wrong things.
Yeah. What information have you been reading?
Right.
That creates an image for you.
Right.
Versus if you meet people, I think the more people you meet, the more you realize that everybody's just the same.
Yeah.
They're just
most people are
different
good people and want to be just treated nice.
Just normal people.
Have a good life.
Everybody's just normal people.
Right. For the most part, everyone's pretty good.
Yeah.
A few shit apples in every tree.
Of course.
But a lot of good ones. Shiny, delicious red. Good old farm apples. They're always there. Okay, brother. So, wow. What a worldly experience.
Yeah.
I think I'd enjoy visiting there one day. It's definitely...
I want to go back. I know they're opening it up for tourism a little more. So it's actually possible.
Wait, what do you mean opening it up?
Tourism wasn't really allowed for the sake of tourism into Saudi Arabia before.
Can't go, just visit?
You can't just get a ticket and fly over.
Wow.
So
that's definitely...
Most people who were there, who were foreigners, were people working there.
Can you get in pretty easily if you're working there?
If you have a job and you have to... I think the system is you have to have somebody to sponsor you. So like an employer in Saudi has to sponsor you.
Okay.
Through some means. And then you get hired as a expat worker. But
yeah.
Otherwise,
what is an expat? I should really know this.
I think the term is expatriate.
Expatriate.
Yeah.
But what is it?
Somebody just I think, and don't quote me on this definition, but the way I understand it, it's somebody who lives overseas but is only working there.
Is only working there.
Yeah.
Oh,
So they don't. It's
So-
not like a permanent.
So they're still a patriot at heart,
Yeah.
but they're going to make the money in
Mm-hmm.
another land.
That's kind of how I understand it. And
Okay,
again,
actually, that makes me
definition
feel a
might be
lot
wrong.
better about it. I think they could call it like
Yeah.
I'd have to brainstorm, but there's definitely some good options. Okay, well that's awesome. But
Mhm.
so they let y'all in because
Yeah, and
the old man's work, right?
otherwise, if you wanted to go to Saudi Arabia,
Yeah. What does that look like?
the only way you can get in is, the pilgrimage that they do to Mecca.
I need a good old hard refresh. But I know that it's like a hike.
I'll
and
give
they
you a
do the
refresh.
prayer, and it's a
Yeah.
Whoa, hard stutter there. A specific day, right?
Yeah, it's a specific
Okay.
time of year. I'm pretty sure
Time of
it goes by the lunar calendar, but it's a tradition in Islam, or not a tradition. I think it's a kind of
It's a rite of passage, right?
a core part of Islam of certain branches.
Yeah.
That
I used to know it.
They
I'll
have
be
to-
honest. It
they
kind
have
of
to-
worries me, though,
they have to take a pilgrimage at least once in their life, if they can, to Mecca.
which is a long
Which
hike,
that's in Saudi Arabia.
especially if you live far away.
Yeah, but I mean, Muslims from all over the world fly there to go to do Hajj.
They fly.
Yeah.
You don't have to just. You don't. It isn't a required walk from wherever you are.
The pilgrimage is just, that's what it's called when you visit Mecca. I'm not exactly sure on exactly what they do there, and I don't want to
I mean,
just spread stuff that I don't know
Right.
about. But
right. Well, this is for entertainment purposes
Yeah.
only. But I will say, I mean, respect. I think that's awesome that
Yeah.
they do that. I'm trying to think what's like the number one Christian place. I mean, we don't have. That's like a thing you gotta kind of do from what we know. Maybe not, but it's like a big thing, high priority on the Islamic culture.
yeah,
Mission list, or not mission, but religious.
yeah. If they can, they have to do it once in their life.
Yeah.
If you're adherent to the pace.
So they let you in.
Yeah, you got to get a special visa. You can only fly into Jeddah, which is the city I was in. And I'm pretty sure you only have access to Mecca and Medina, the two holy cities. But you can't really just drive around the whole country.
Is there a lot of like Islamic, are they temples or
Mosques
mosque?
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Is there a lot of mosques?
in Saudi,
Yeah.
everywhere.
Everywhere, right?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I think I've seen some pictures.
Yeah.
And they're pretty nice, huh?
Yeah, some of them are very beautiful.
Like,
They're just
Fancy.
like churches. Yeah.
yeah. Which, to think about it, we have a lot of churches.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's honestly, I don't know, it's something I've kind of like observed more and more as I've lived in the area.
Well,
we gotta
when you
hide.
grow up around it, it's not like you notice that there's churches everywhere.
Right.
Especially if you go to church or
Right.
you're just kind of familiar with that topic.
Right.
But when you switch that to a mosque, you definitely notice it a lot more because it's
It looks different.
same concept. It's
Some churches will just be like a YMCA.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I
Especially,
mean, respect. I say pray wherever. I mean, I've seen there's some. I mean, if we want to talk about religions that like, hey, we'll get after it anywhere. We'll
Yeah.
praise anywhere.
mm-hmm.
Definitely Christian. We'll have a church in a garage under a
Yeah.
bridge. I mean,
I mean-
that's a thing in Waco.
Yeah, that's
Under the bridge church. Look it up. It's an actual thing.
kind of a mission to do that. I think when you're
Yeah.
as part of a faith.
Right. Right.
So same concept.
Yeah. But the mosque are nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
we went to. It's not in Saudi Arabia, but it's in Abu Dhabi. It's in the Emirates. It's near Dubai.
Oh, I've heard.
And we went to a mosque there. It was huge, like crazy beautiful mosque.
So is, a lot of the money oil money?
In the Middle
Generally,
East?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I've never been, but I
Yeah.
know my research and
Yeah,
I'm an
economically,
investor
that's where all
oil.
the countries, most of the Gulf countries get their money from.
Is it just squirting out of the ground everywhere, or what? What do they got going? You see a lot of them oil rigs and stuff.
I didn't see anywhere we were at. I think
none.
There are certain oil fields. I think in Saudi Arabia specifically, I lived in Jeddah. It's on the Red Sea on the west side of Saudi Arabia.
The Red Sea from the Bible.
Yeah, and then
love that.
I think the oil fields are more on the opposite side of the country. So I didn't.
I bet they were like, we're gonna keep this shit over here, and we're gonna keep this over here.
Wherever the oil deposits are.
Wherever they found insane how they got
oil coming up out of the ground.
It's a fascinating thing to think about. Luckily, Texas is one of those places too.
Yeah,
I guess in both places we started, shooting that off at the ground, and next thing you know, black gold flying high in the sky.
Yes, sir.
A beautiful thing, brother. A beautiful thing, brother. Saudi was good to you.
Yeah,
but Texas was in your heart.
Yeah, I wanted to come back for college.
So after you graduated, what was our high school again? Shout out.
2016.
26. No, I was saying what's her name?
Oh, AISJ.
AISJ, the flying.
I think it was the Falcons.
The Flying Falcons.
I don't think there was a flying. Just like the Falcons.
They
also just ripped off the Falcons logo.
Oh, well, that's sick.
Yeah.
Honestly, I never got upset when schools did that when I was a kid.
Nah, I've gear that has the Falcons logo on it.
Bro, that's sick. I would rock that.
I've had people whoa.
Falcons logo is great. I mean, it's right over your shoulder. It's definitely one of the better logos in sports. Unbiased.
Yeah, the red and black. Or red and white.
The black. Love the Cowboys, but we don't have a, powerful bird or some sort of creature.
Or anybody to win.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, me and Nick are diehard Dallas Cowboy fans.
Unfortunate season.
It was tough. We were sharing, or we were both witnessing simultaneously the Cowboys' last game of the season versus the 49ers. Yeah. Tough. Is Dak the answer?
I honestly don't know.
Do you believe in 4? Do you back Dak?
I mean, I think he's a good quarterback.
Can he get a ring, in your opinion, brother?
At this point, I can't.
Or will he?
I can't tell if it's coaching or if it's him.
Don't dodge the question, brother.
I think with the right pieces around him,
right,
he could get to a Super Bowl.
Brother, honestly, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
But
the thing is, it's hard.
With injuries, and again, I can't tell if it's the coach yet.
Right. I feel like we haven't got a good read, but it's been 2 years.
Like this.
God, we were so
I don't know what was going on with our kicker this year, but
he's on the street now.
Yeah,
that was sad.
How does that even happen?
Well, he actually did go to the Niners game, which no one will ever.
Well, but he just
maybe he doinked one.
He
didn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he
an
extra point
against the. Oh no! He got one blocked, or he got it blocked and then it doinked.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, look it up. He definitely. I don't know. He just lost his mind, dude. He was good all year.
I mean, he's been a pretty good quarterback, or not a quarterback, kicker.
He looks like he could be a quarterback.
So he missed 4 extra points against the Bucks, and then against 49ers.
And he missed one versus Washington the week before.
Yeah, he got his kick blocked against the 49ers.
Tough. You got to be able to perform in the clutch. I think that's the answer.
And the thing is, that kick wouldn't even if it didn't get blocked, it wouldn't have gone in.
Yeah.
So
that was that was the moment where I was like, You know what? I'm kind of glad this happened. So
I don't.
He wouldn't. Well, I wasn't glad about it at all. I was actually very pissed. But
I don't understand
part of
how
me
he does that.
Right. Part of me was just like, I guess we still might have a shot for him to make his next one because we can blame this on something occurring.
Yeah.
Which, no excuses. Yeah, sad story of that Brett Maher. Hope he's, good luck to him.
Good luck.
If you want to come on the pod, Brett, and, tell us what happened on that, little scenario shindig.
But
we'll get squared away, Brett. But
it's just being a Cowboys fan every year.
It's hard. It's hard. And you and I, brother, are born at the chapter.
If you're a true Cowboys fan,
you're
you're used to this. This is nothing.
Well, if you're a Cowboys fan our age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't won anything
if you're
since I've been alive.
Right. I was born in 94, so I don't really,
You don't remember. Yeah.
Brain's pretty good, not that good. I've watched it many times on YouTube. Shout out to whoever uploaded that. It's pretty good to watch, bro.
Yeah.
The last one they won was they demolished.
I typically don't really rewatch games or watch old games.
Bro, I'll tell you what. If you want to get hyped about the Cowboys, the time I watched it, it was just I walked into my room and it was playing. And my brother was here. We stayed up and watched the whole thing. They hit, honestly, harder.
Yeah, I think the rules were a little more lax.
Bro, and it makes it so much more entertaining. The guys are getting, I mean, it's warrior. It's very warrior-like.
Yeah, people were definitely hitting harder. But to the detriment of the players.
Right. I mean, yes, we're not, ladies and gents out there, we're not being unsensitive to the CTE, concussion, brain health community.
But yeah,
we support that. But they were getting it.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely entertaining to watch.
Yeah. And they destroyed the Bills. Like 51, I think it was, or 52-14 in a Super Bowl.
If you just look up like clips of the biggest hits from the 80s and like 70s and stuff, none of that is legal now.
Oh yeah.
All of the clips it would show you would be illegal now.
Yeah. Oh, the farther you go back, the more insane it gets. Yeah. The crazier the outfits are too.
You could spear people.
Oh yeah.
No problem. Helmet to helmet didn't exist. In fact, they probably encouraged it.
1,000. I know they did in the 50s and 60s, 70s, and 80s. They had to, because the stuff they were doing then, the head was viewed as a weapon.
Yeah.
Hey, don't hit the ball out with your hand. Use your head, because you have this helmet on you.
Gives you like a false sense of security.
Yeah, I will say that's like one of the main things I love about rugby is not wearing a helmet.
Yeah, because you don't tackle with your face.
You don't. Some people do, but you usually don't want to.
The question that's always asked is, does it hurt? Oh, you're not playing with pads or a helmet. Does it hurt? Like, yeah, but
I mean, you're get used to it.
You're not slamming people as hard as you would be if you were playing football.
Right. And there's also not like metal and shit on you.
Yeah, if you're wearing pads, mentally everybody's going 110%. But if you're playing rugby, you got to pace yourself the whole game.
You 1,000% do.
And you don't have like a 50-meter run up on every dude to nail them.
Right.
Or pads or any of that.
Yeah, the mechanics of how the game's played is definitely different. Do we still sprint full speed and tackle each other? And
do people still get messed up? Yes.
Get cleated in the face and lose an ear and tear a bicep? Or it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Break an ankle. I mean, we've seen a lot. We've seen some shit.
Form is a lot more important.
Yeah. I mean,
that's how you don't break your face.
It's showing now. I mean, there's rugby guys who's gone to NFL and like they got that one guy on the Eagles.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
I've heard of a few players going to the NFL from
this guy's rugby. He's Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
Big lineman. He was okay at rugby apparently, but they saw him and they're like, "You're going to be a left tackle or a right tackle, whatever he is," because he is like 6'8", Polynesian, legs thicker than a tree. Guy's a unit. He's on the Eagles, so I mean,
imagine all the NFL athletes if they played rugby instead.
I do think about that a lot, and a lot have tried.
All these crazy athletes. Think about the best athletes.
A lot have tried. Yeah. I mean, but not like Christian McCaffrey or not like, Marshawn. I was thinking Marshawn. He'd be like, "Give me some skills. I'm running after this shit."
You think if Marshawn Lynch played rugby when he was a kid,
that'd be dope.
And then you think he'd be a good rugby player?
I think Marshawn actually would be a great rugby player.
He'd be.
Who
awesome.
else?
Yeah.
Sean Taylor. He would have been good. R.I.P. Even though he was a Redskin.
Bo Jackson.
Yeah. Shout out Sean Taylor. Always in our heart. Bo Jackson would be nuts. Neon Dion. I mean, it's like he played rugby when he played. He would always pitch it and hold it crazy. That's a highlight video. Ladies and gents, if you want to watch a good video to get hype, just type in Deion Sanders NFL highlights. After you watch the entire podcast like 5 times, if you're into that. But prime time, he would be good at rugby.
Yeah.
Zach Martin would be a great lock or prop.
Zeke, his rookie season.
Yeah.
Zeke.
Different player back then.
Yeah.
What happens with Zeke this year, Nick?
I don't know.
Do we let him go? Do we let him ride? Do we let him?
He's
2-time NFL rushing leader, multiple 1,000-yard years.
How long do
had a lot of touchdowns this year?
How long do good running backs usually last? Like typically? After they peak.
I'd say pretty rare to see one that's good for 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Pretty rare.
So is he on the tail end?
There has been many, though.
I don't know.
Adrian Peterson is always who I think is like the ultimate. He was...
But he's different.
Well, he is different.
I'm saying, do you think Zeke is one of those people? Or is he just one of those who's
not looking like that?
Blowing up super good for 4 years?
It's not like a Le'Veon Bell situation, but it's definitely not like a Emmitt Smith situation.
Yeah. It's looking like Zeke is he did well for a couple of years.
Right.
I don't think he's...
Tony looked good.
Tony Pollard is looking
We love
great.
Tony. We love Tony. We hope the ankle's doing good, my guy.
So, if Zeke could be number 2, Tony Pollard number 1, or just switch off between them, I think.
Sure, I would. If we can keep Zeke around for a couple million instead of 25 or whatever he was getting.
I know he's making a lot.
Bro, they were talking today about how Emmitt Smith, back in the day, he was like one of the first running backs who was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get paid." And he was like telling his agent, "I want quarterback money," which was like $3 million a year. Like Dan Marino was making $3 million a year. Emmett got it, but like that was massive back then. Zeke had 25. Dude, inflation's out of control. But it is kind of crazy.
They're making a lot of money.
They are. Yeah. The NFL, I mean, what a business.
NFL, NBA.
Yeah. Brother, are we an NBA guy?
Not really.
Not really. Go Mavs?
Spurs.
Oh, okay.
But
go Spurs?
Not like a super huge Spurs fan.
Once Timmy Duncan and Manu and Tony Parker are gone, Who knows what's going on down there?
Past couple of years haven't been very good.
I'm sorry, brother.
It's all right. I'm not a diehard like some people. I feel bad for the diehards.
Right.
They see them going from
glory. I mean, that's kind of like what's going to happen.
Playoff streak. It was one of the longest in
Yep.
NBA history.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
And then past 2 years. I don't even know if they made the playoffs in the past 2 years.
I think Greg's still coaching.
Yeah.
Old Pop.
Somehow.
He's like 98.
Everybody thought he was going to retire like 2 years ago. But
like 20 years. Dude.
Yeah.
Man. Spurs and Mavs. That's a hell of a rivalry, or at least it was growing up.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. Brother, okay, so Baylor plays some rugby. Matt, fellow Dallas Cowboy fan, fellow Montana enthusiast, adventureman, countryman, fellow rugby brother, and glad we met.
Yeah?
Hell yeah.
So that's 7 years ago?
We got to feel all of the emotions of the Dallas Cowboys. One of the most glorious seasons. We'll say that.
Yeah.
The highs and lows of
what was
others.
that?
2017. My senior year.
We still got robbed.
Aaron Rodgers did us dirty that year.
I don't know why we gave him so much time.
We should have.
It happens every time he does it.
Tell you, come on, Dallas. Got to get it this year. Jerry's on his. Jerry's impressive. How he's still kicking. I hope I'm not. Who knows?
Don't be putting those thoughts out there.
Well, I mean, he's healthy. He's a very healthy. He's like. It's pretty impressive for the age he's at, like 85 or whatever, for him to be doing what he does.
Pretty healthy for an 85-year-old is still, could have a heart attack tomorrow.
Right. We Jerry, it's nothing but love. He's just always working.
Yeah, doing a lot. Can't say
he is
doing a great job, but
right, doing a lot of work. But are we doing the right work? Question.
Have we won anything?
We haven't. It's been painful, brother. Brother, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the good old Hamm Planet Podcast. We're happy to see you. Nick, how you feeling, big dog?
Still doing good.
Brother, you always are cool as a cucumber. And, brother, when asked what the title of the documentary of your life would be, you said Know Nothing. I love that because there's an ancient philosopher. This may be Pluto, Socrates. There's a lot of good ones. I keep finding more from where I've heard. But it says, the more I know, the more I know nothing.
Yeah.
Brother, why would Know Nothing be the title of the Nicholas Stow movie?
Kind of that same concept. The more you learn about everything, the
1000% agree.
The less you realize that you actually know.
Yeah. It's an interesting philosophy, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's interesting, I think, dichotomy is the word. Dichotomy for five. Dichotomy for $5 word. I hope it's the right one. I'll just slap a good vocabulary word in anything sometimes, but I think it's right.
Dichotomy.
Isn't that dichotomy? Like it's the interesting parallel between two dynamics.
I don't know if I'd be able to define that.
You're a history teacher, not an English teacher.
That's why.
Hey, respect. I think history's... they're both important. But anyways,
Yeah.
History's definitely more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. History's fun. Brother, how is teaching history?
I love it.
Brother, you're teaching junior, sophomore?
Freshman, sophomore.
Freshman, sophomore.
Yeah.
Good age group. Or
Yeah.
definitely an age group that's going through a lot of different stuff.
It has its days. But
Yeah.
I've been
I just
really enjoying it.
I think about how I was when I was that age.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect you for, having... How many are in the class?
Depends. I got different classes, but at most
10,
30
30
to 20 to 30.
20, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's respect, brother. And we need good men like yourself to do that. Because they got to learn. And they got to learn history.
Yeah.
I mean, history... History repeats itself over time. That's what I think I was going to say.
That, yeah.
Right.
I mean...
To a degree.
To a degree. You also...
What do you love about history, brother?
Well, I think that the more you learn about history, the more insights it gives you into kind of the world around us now.
1,000%. It's like one of those things when you learn about it. Sure, you're learning about something that happened. It's done. It's already happened. But you're able to just have an understanding of how certain things came to be.
Yeah. So many different things to learn.
So many. And yeah, your life documentary pairs up well with that.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, do you have a specific focus of history?
So my undergraduate degree was in political science.
Right.
So I was kind of leaning more towards the international relations kind of.
Okay. I'll be honest,
side.
brother. I took one political science class. I don't remember.
It's not
like a history class.
It's
or the one I was in.
It's more theory rather than history, but
right.
History fits in well. But I've always been interested in history. I would say kind of the most interesting time for me is I think the 20th century, just the whole century. Specifically,
the 20th century.
Yeah,
post
World War II,
1900.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it's post World
War II?
Wait, but the 20th century is technically
the 1900s. Yeah,
that always used to mess me up, man.
Yeah,
am I the only one?
No, it's
okay.
If you're
out there and you've had trouble with that, we've got the words from a history teacher.
I think everybody's had trouble.
Yeah,
it's a little 20th, tricky. 21st.
20th. What are we in? Okay, so why do we love that era the most, brother?
I've just been always really interested in kind of geopolitics, the way countries interact,
and it's so fascinating.
Like
what happened
post World War II is when you see kind of the foundations of what we see today, like
right, which is incredible, honestly. Yeah. Really makes you wonder what's the map going to look like when we look at it in 70 years.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit, we'll be good. I mean,
think about it. Nobody ever had. There was no photos of the Earth from outside Earth until satellites and people leaving Earth. That's recent. Dog.
That's gonna be. Yeah, I will say this. People might dog our era sometimes, but I will say we are in the era that is definitely the best. And what I mean we and what I mean the era. I mean, I just think, it ain't too bad right now. But the future has an element of a lot of robots and whatnot and AI. Which AI, it's a hot topic nowadays, but not, I use it as a tool.
The world is moving regardless of whatever.
It's going to keep spinning. So. Still a rock just spinning no matter what happens. People need to just...
Hopefully we see things get better, but...
I feel like things...
There's always...
Things have the opportunity to get better every day. Because when it boils down to it... I mean, there's a lot of different ways to say it, but like our whole world is what's in our mind.
Yeah.
And how it functions and perceives everything. I mean, I'm not trying to go down a rabbit hole. I definitely will. Like, that is our whole...
What do you mean?
Like, everything we know in our mind, everything we've ever seen and done and learned and been around, our experiences, you name it. I mean, everything that you have ever done in your life is that's your...
Yeah,
that's your understanding.
Shapes your perception.
Right.
Your view of the world.
And your entire human consciousness as a person is inside of that area.
Yeah.
I know I know the hypothalamus is one of the things in there.
I couldn't tell you regions of the brain.
Hypothalamus. I always love that word. I know there's frontal cortex.
Sounds about right.
That's all I got. Reptilian something. I think that's a hypothalamus. Well, brother, I love to see it. History is something I embrace. What do you feel about... What's your thoughts on legacy?
Legacy? What do you mean?
What is legacy to you, brother?
Like, what does that word mean?
I know. I think we could all give a Webster.
In what context?
You're right, brother. I'll give some more specifics. I was kind of throwing a wide net. Brother, what are some things, not to sound morbid, but that are important to your legacy that you want to leave on the earth?
I don't know. Just...
I mean... I'm not...
At least from what I can do. Just leave it better than I came into it. Do my share of, what I need to do for the world and other people.
1,000%.
I
feel
don't
like that's the valiant way.
As long as I can be, a value of
a mentor.
Something for people, then...
Mentor to many.
Yeah.
Right now.
I don't care if anybody remembers me, but if I can put more good into the world, then that's a goal.
That's a goal. I mean, the remembering stuff is really hard. I mean, like I think about it, I definitely want to. I mean, that's why I did the podcast. So, when it's 2,233, hopefully Spotify's stock is doing better than it is. But still going strong. It'll still be there.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Interesting to think about.
I wonder if podcasts will be here in 224 years.
I think
they'll be here.
I think most things that are online will be preserved in some way.
Right. Ooh, that's an interesting question. If we're going into the galaxy of questions. How long do you think the internet will be present on Earth before it's no longer here?
Before it gets replaced by something?
Could say that. You could also say...
I don't think there's anything else.
Up for interpretation. Could get replaced, could just be...
I don't think there's anything that replaces the function of the internet.
See, I bet that's what old... Johnny Sue was saying back about the old horse he was riding back in 1840. He said, no one's going to replace this big old buck. Next thing you know, a Tesla pulls up.
Yeah. I mean, that's when you're looking about.
And they don't even understand. Or they wouldn't
So maybe we just can't comprehend what's gonna, or can't even really consider what's gonna come next. It might be something that we can't even fathom. It's
a unique thing to think about, but definitely don't need to think about it, because what matters most is right here, right now, who you're with,
Yeah.
who is a part of your life, the people you pour into.
Always fun to ask questions, but at the end of the day, like, you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
1,000%. 1,000%. And I think, sometimes people gotta just remember that. Remember what's in front of you. What is your eyes seeing? Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
Yeah, brother. Some people talk to their phone a lot, which kind of scary thing. I mean, I gotta do it for my work. I honestly, I'm at the core of me, brother. I don't like phones and technology, or like too much technology.
Yeah.
Or the type of technology that I would label as very consuming.
Yeah.
Like
I don't think it's all that
video
healthy
games
for you.
too, and
Yeah.
not that I'm against video games and phones, but they consume sometimes in not a healthy way.
Yeah. I mean, everything's about balance.
100%. I do worry about the balance like younger generations will have.
I mean, they're growing up with it.
How is it
in their hands?
How's the phone situation going on in the old Nicholas Stow classroom?
Well, I mean, I can tell they're very
prominent.
They're very attached to their phones, more so than
like us.
Yeah.
And we're
you kind of have to take a different approach to dealing with that.
What is the approach for that? I'm honestly really curious, and I feel like this is good for America's society to kind of be tapped in.
I think
even though every classroom's
different for every class, every set of students, every teacher, but obviously in general, you don't want
no phones allowed.
I let them keep theirs, but
you let them keep it. So it's a
they're not supposed
teacher by teacher thing.
Not really supposed to have them out when we're doing something. Obviously, you don't want their phones out.
Right.
When they're supposed to be paying attention to other things.
Johnny, why are you on Google again?
Yeah.
What the hell, dude? We're doing a quiz.
Mm-hmm.
You kidding me? Now you're cheating. Now you're not going to get you in trouble. Hate to do that.
Yeah.
But you got to.
Mm-hmm.
Stay off Google. Learn.
Imagine trying to take, let's say, you rounded up the whole school and was like,
everybody
in here, give me your phone.
It'd be a revolt.
Riot. Yeah.
A riot.
Yeah.
Burnt buildings. I mean, just chaos. Not necessarily burnt buildings, but would not necessarily be good.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of
I think it stresses some of them out, like not being with their phone.
I don't think
it's
I get it to a degree, but it's insane. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think it's very healthy, but really I can't blame them. Imagine growing up since you were 6, like 7 with an
iPhone 13 in your hand.
It's like second nature to them. It's just like we can't imagine what was life like, without the internet.
Right. I feel like we can kind of imagine it.
A little bit.
But the Montana days
the internet
shaped and molded us.
The internet was still there when I was very young.
Not everywhere in Montana. They still ain't got internet out in Montana in a lot of places.
The earliest memories that I have of internet was just very bad dial-up.
Oh yeah.
Or if you're on the phone, you couldn't.
If you're on the phone, internet's down.
Yeah.
Internet's down. Oh, you want to be on Facebook? Nope. Got to make a call.
It was before Facebook.
Yeah, right. This is before Facebook. MySpace. Want to get on MySpace? Got to get off. Want to get on AOL Instant Messenger? Got to get off. Yeah, dude.
But it's
what a rapid
having access at your fingertips to the entire internet in your phone.
Right. Which is a amazing thing, honestly.
I mean, it's a very good and a very bad thing.
Right. Well, that part of it, I think, is good that we all have the ability to learn and access what we want to learn and access for the most part. Obviously, you need accountability. You need a mentor.
the internet's a tool.
It's a tool. It should be viewed as such. And
you can do great things with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
maybe do bad shit with it. And that's
things
not
you
good.
can learn,
Yeah.
and also
You can
there's
be
a lot of bad
addicted
things
to
about the
Amazon.
internet, yeah,
You can be addicted to ordering on the Sonic app
or just looking at memes,
or looking at memes.
scrolling through
I mean, there's all types of things.
TikTok.
Right? TikTok is that. I mean,
It's addicting.
it ain't my. I don't use it anymore.
The
to be
whole premise
honest.
of the app is to be addicting.
Right.
So
And I mean, you can't blame them. They're a
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
They're a business where they want people to be on there, so the
Yeah.
advertisements are seen.
Yeah, the whole
It's
the
a
whole way
business.
it's programmed, the way that they build it is to
Right.
keep people scrolling through it.
And people spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
That's why I create some great social media content for businesses. They need it.
Yeah, if you're a business, for using it for business purposes, because so many people use it.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Yeah, if
pretty
you want to
valuable
use
tool.
it, if you want to just do it for yourself, if you spend too much time on it, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's actually not good at all.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on there, my advice is create or just, keep up with your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Or you'll get sucked into the algorithm that is reading every single tap that you do. Every tap. And it's getting now to where it's like even your motions and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, can't blame them. But definitely gets in the way sometimes. But
You're not on TikTok, right?
do I
Or
post videos on TikTok?
So we're just a watcher every now and you got to know what's going on
I
with
scroll
these
through
kids.
every now and then. But again, the way TikTok works is it gives you stuff you want to watch. So everybody's TikTok is completely different. Like
1,000%.
if you look at
Which that's, God's
just
got its advantages.
looking at my TikTok and looking at my fiance's TikTok, very different. But
you probably learn a lot of things.
yeah, I mean, it's just whatever you consume, and then we'll get similar.
What do you like
similar
watching?
dog videos.
Oh, dogs.
Yeah,
I know you like dogs,
mm-hmm.
A dog is a man's best friend.
I love dogs.
Brother, why do you love dogs?
I've always really loved dogs. I think
Hard
I don't know.
dog
I
thing.
just have a very soft spot for dogs. I think they're wonderful,
Even this one?
of course.
He is a little donut, isn't he?
But I've always had dogs. I always loved dogs.
Brother,
They bring me lots of joy.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
In a way that's hard to put into words, you
Mhm.
know? It's just your dog is your dog.
My fiance never had a dog until she got hers a couple of years ago. She
Loves it.
She didn't understand until she had a dog.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so what dogs do we got, brother? What's in the Stow house right now?
I got
What breeds?
They're two little mutts. They're both like 20 pounds. One
That's
of them,
okay.
her name is Noodle. She's like a Chihuahua mix. And then
Noodle.
Monty is the other one. He kind of looks like a wiener dog, like black lab mix. He looks like a black lab puppy that just never grew up.
Well, that's great.
He's very cute.
That's like something
Yeah.
you would pay a lot of money for, I feel
Yeah,
like. Or a normal,
He was one of
if
the.
you're
He's
getting
one
him
of
out
those
of like a
mutts
Louis
that's
Vuitton
like,
store, it's probably like 10 grand.
He's one of those mutts that you wish that
Right.
this is a lineage. This is a pure dog breed.
Needs more.
Yeah.
I feel like that with Rocky. We need more
He kind of.
oversized sausage dogs.
Him and Rocky kind of look similar.
They do. I feel like I know I've seen. That's a cute dog.
Yeah.
That's a good boy.
He's fully grown too.
We'll try and put his picture up right here. Cute dog.
Yeah.
Brother, do we envision any more dogs joining the family?
I would like to.
Do you just want to pack a dogs
Ideally, like my ideal
with some
living
land?
situation, a lot of land,
A lot? How
Yeah.
much is a lot?
as much as I can get.
Buy all of Texas.
and
What? Okay,
a lot
do
of
we
dogs.
do we have like a starting goal? Like we would first want to get a 5 acres, or then go to 100. And
I mean,
obviously,
super ideal as big
conquer
as I
and
can
grow.
get, but
Oh,
I like.
Like, do we want to manage a country or a state?
I mean,
That'd be sick.
I don't want like ranch style land where it has to be managed. Like, I just want a chunk of forest.
I like
have my house there, and then it's like.
I like that. I'm with that vibe. I
Yeah.
mean, I think you know that about me. Nature is key, dude, and especially being around trees is so rejuvenating. Because the trees, we got to remember this is a simple lesson that the trees taking in carbon dioxide and spitting out oxygen, and we're doing the other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice trade-off when you're right by the people who are needing to breathe for you.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's how the science works.
Something
Is
like that. That's what they're saying.
Is that what the science department is saying?
That's what somebody's saying.
That's what some say. Somebody did say it, brother. Brother, major goal this year is you want to summit a mountain.
Yeah.
What mountain do you want to summit?
I don't know. I want to start getting back into, going outside and doing backpacking and stuff. So eventually I want to climb like big mountains.
Yeah.
I'm shooting for Denali within 5 years.
Hell yes, brother.
And
the tallest mountain in North America.
Yeah, in Alaska.
The colossal peak in Alaska. One of the widest, biggest mountains too in the world.
Yeah, one of the
20,000 feet high.
21, I think.
Close to 21. Yeah, it's probably closer to 21 nowadays.
I want to do that in 5 years, hopefully.
Brother, I love that. Have I ever told you my dad's climbed Mount McKinley?
Yeah?
Twice.
No way?
He's actually on the record. And I'm not...
I want to talk to him.
You should. If you're really being serious.
I'm being serious. I've always...
He went one time as a group.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to 17.5. And something happened to someone. So they had to turn back.
That happens.
Then he went by himself 2 years later. But like he trained hard. Like this is a serious. It's amazing. I mean, you could definitely do it, brother. You're a beast.
Yeah.
And you got that mountain soul.
It's a little expensive, and it takes.
Oh yeah.
If you want to be safe up there, you have to make sure you're.
Oh yeah. It's no. I mean, it's no walk in the park.
Yeah.
This ain't going up old Veterans Park
with mountain climbing like that. I think
you're using a pickaxe and
you're doing.
What's the stuff on the bottom of your
crampons?
Crampons.
You're doing a disservice to others if you're not prepared and you go on something like that.
Yeah.
You put other people in danger.
Right. Right. Especially if you're in a group.
Yeah.
That my dad would say this, that like you go in a group. If one thing goes wrong with one person, the whole operation's abandoned.
Yeah.
But not everyone's wild enough to do it on their own.
Yeah. I mean,
which I was so scared when my dad did
doing
that.
it solo. I don't know if I would never do that. If I hadn't summited it before.
It's scary, dude. I remember when my dad went when I was a kid. He went twice.
Yeah.
Or he would always go climb mountains, but we knew like Denali was his thing, big thing.
Yeah.
Bro, both times he went, just crying hard at the airport.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking huge, massive mountain.
It's an expedition, and it's all the way. It's pretty remote in Alaska.
Bro, it's like, I mean, I've never done it, but I've seen almost every video and YouTube video and movies, because my dad just made me watch climbing movies growing up.
That's what gets you.
Those are pretty good. They're pretty sick, honestly.
What got me was one of the books that I put. It's called Into Thin Air.
Dude, that's my dad's favorite book. All right,
my
dad, he'll be back.
Ever since I read that book, I don't know why, but it's been one of those things like
I mean,
kind of
apparently
bucket
it's
list
good.
thing. I really
You get bit by the mountain bug.
yeah planted an idea in my mind, and this is one of the like it's one of those rare ideas that you're like, oh, I always wanted to do this. Like I always wanted to climb huge mountains. Like at least I want to hit Everest like once.
You want to do Everest?
Like if everything in my life goes to plan, I'll hit the 7 summits. So the highest mountain on each continent.
I love that, brother. So
But
starting with Denali.
Mm-hmm. I think
Which Denali is, from what I've heard,
is one of the harder ones.
Right. It's some would say almost, if not on par with that.
Yeah. So
Old Everest.
I think that's a good in the shorter term goal, because saying I'm going to summit all 7 summits when I haven't even climbed one is a huge thing. But
Right.
I know if I can get to Denali,
You really got to go do Kilimanjaro? Do they still require that?
yeah, you just walk up there.
Just a little hike. Day hike, right?
That's the easiest one. Or, well, there's one in Australia that's really easy, but
they've got probably some crazy ones.
there's dispute over whether the continent is only the continent of Australia or extends into a different country up north. So if you think that Australia includes I think Papua New Guinea, you have to climb the mountain there, and apparently that one is a lot harder. It's more like sheer rock climbing.
Jeepers. What gets you most hyped when you think about climbing those mountains? Just being on top.
I think the remoteness and the challenge, because it's there's an end goal, and it's one of those things
It's there.
sometimes you can see it
It's
while
awesome
you're
when
climbing.
you see it.
Obviously, when you're approaching the mountain, you can see it, but
You got to be in a really...
having something
For
that's
some of those
seemingly
big
so
ones.
close,
Yeah.
but it's not close. It's
Right.
Everest is
Yeah.
a 4-day thing,
Yeah.
just to summit, and then I think it's 2 days down.
You got to get a shaman or a Sherpa. What are they called?
Sherpa.
Sherpa. Shaman's different.
But that's also
That's what
another
Aaron
reason why I
Rodgers-
wanted to do it right,
Right.
because into thin air, it's about in the 90s there was a big storm on Everest, and the author, I think he was a writer for a magazine,
Yeah.
and they sent him to climb Everest because he was a mountaineer. He had done
Right.
climbs before, and he showed up, and it was so commercialized. It was just a bunch of rich people paying $50,000 to go up there, and
To go to the top.
the Sherpas would bring all their stuff, carry all the gear for them. Everything was set up for them.
Piggyback, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And during that big storm, a lot of people died because
Right.
they weren't
Prepared.
prepared, and they weren't
Climatized.
I mean, they were acclimatized, but they weren't.
They're soft. Rich and spoiled.
They didn't have the proper experience to know how to deal with
That's what I was trying to say.
with
Sorry,
a
brother.
catastrophe.
How many?
I don't know how many people died. I think it was a good number.
Bro, is there a movie about it?
I think so.
I think I've seen the movie. And I know my dad loves that book. So shout out to you, Dad. Shout out to you for climbing Denali, too. That's insane.
12 people.
But that won't be you, bro.
Hopefully not.
Did the reporter go? Did he? Was he dusted? Unfortunately, or not dusted. Sorry,
he made it. He made it
that's not
down and
sensitive.
wrote the book, but it was kind of it's
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a critique on the way that Everest is seen now. More of a rich person's playground rather than people actually seeing it as a serious you're climbing the tallest mountain in the world.
Right.
You need to be prepared, and if you're not prepared and you get stuck, you're putting other people in jeopardy.
You are. And it is no joke. I mean, it's one of the biggest accomplishments a human can have in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's one of those things that is recognized wherever you go.
Yeah.
Which more people need to learn about Denali, I'll say that.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Everest. Denali, I'll tell you what, it's...
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good,
And it's in Alaska.
Beautiful.
Nothing gets more American than
Mhm.
Alaska. Even though it's up closer to
Nice and remote.
other countries. But it's still very American.
Yeah.
Home of Sarah Palin is one thing I remember. Wonder what happened to her. Anyways, brother, what's the tallest mountain out in Europe? If you don't mind me
In Europe.
testing the knowledge.
I
don't know.
I think this was also another one where it was like disputed.
Okay.
It was like, where's the boundary of Europe? I know one of them is Mont Blanc in like France, in the Alps.
Mont Blanc.
And then I'm not sure where, if you consider the other one to be, I'm not sure where the other one is.
Yeah, they got a lot of beautiful ones there, but I don't know what's tall.
Yeah.
They don't get as high up, but
The Himalayas are the highest.
they are.
I've been to Nepal. I've seen the mountains.
What's it
I've
like
seen
there?
the Himalayas.
You like
It
it,
was
there?
great.
You
Yeah.
want to keep hanging out there?
Nepal, I would love to go back.
Yeah.
I think,
Is it like developed?
yeah, so I read the book
Love
a few
that.
years before I went to Nepal. So I read the book. It was like
Yeah.
always something on my mind.
What? So this was how old when you read it?
I was in high school, I think my freshman year.
Okay.
And then I went to Nepal my junior year.
Love it.
And seeing
You saw.
the Himalayas in person is,
Sign of God.
you think you've seen big mountains, like mountains that take up the horizon, but
This ain't.
seeing the
this ain't the same.
Himalayas is, it's almost surreal, like how big they are.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I've flown over Seattle and I've seen Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
That thing's huge, and that's not even close to Everest.
I think Mount Rainier is like probably like 14,000.
I think might be. I think it's a little. I think
Or
it's 15 or something.
Yeah.
It's just
Everest is like 28.
thick.
Even Denali, that's
Right.
21, 22.
Yeah, it's a lot higher. It's higher than airplanes
Yeah, that's like,
up there.
mhm.
Well, brother, I know you will conquer that mission just because
One day.
it's the type of guy you are.
Yeah.
It'll be an amazing journey. And the great thing is, every time you come back, we'll come on the podcast and say how the mountain was.
Yeah. So I want to go for one this year.
Want to start
At least one.
Okay.
So hopefully I can make it to Colorado and climb a few 14s. I know there are some very easy ones. So again,
They got all types.
I want to do it right. I want to kind of get
Don't jump the gun like
Yeah.
into the thin air
No.
people. Learn that lesson. Brother, I love it. And I know it'll be glorious. I'm actually really hyped for you, brother. I think that's awesome.
Thank you.
Brother Nick, I always ask a couple would you rathers. So if you don't mind, I'll
Yeah.
fire off a few to cap off this phenomenal, fabulous evening.
Let's hear him.
Love to see it. Brother, we're going to pull them up. Cue the music. We won't hear the music, but... Brother, so I've got like a list that has a bunch of them on there. I've used the list many times, so now we just see what the internet has to offer.
All right.
The SEO on Would You Rathers is always updating too, which is great. Oh, the fun and easy section. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the good old Hamm Planet Podcast. Happy to see you. Great to see you. We're having a good time tonight, and we are here at a famous segment, some would say, the Would You Rather segment. Nicholas Stow, are you ready, sir?
Go for it.
Brother, first question of the evening. Would you rather spend a year on Mars by yourself or party on a remote island with your friends?
For a year?
It doesn't say for a year for the second part.
What kind of...
I guess it's you're accomplishing something pretty amazing if you spend a year on Mars by yourself.
Yeah.
But no, that ain't worth it for me. I'll just say that. I'm okay. We'll leave it to Elon.
I don't know about spending a year alone. That's quite a bit of time.
Well, too long. Way too long. Okay, so remote island. That's honestly not a bad thing.
Yeah.
So know how to get back. Oh. So this is kind of a variation of a question that I usually ask. If we got a frequent listener, you probably heard a similar one to this. Question number 2 of the evening. Nicholas Stow, are you ready, sir?
Give it to me.
Brother, would you rather speak to animals or speak 10 foreign languages? I usually say all languages of the world with this question. That's the one tweak. It makes it more interesting.
I would even go for just speaking 10 languages.
Yeah, it's definitely in a worldview. It's more.
It's a little more
probably financially more advantageous.
It's a little more practical.
Right.
And I'm not sure if I want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, what animals are saying all the time.
Right. It might kind of of, ruin it for you.
Yeah.
You'd be like, wow, I love dogs until I heard the mouth on Rocky. I thought he was a nice guy. It could be something like that.
Yeah.
It could be one of those scenarios. Don't like those scenarios. Brother, would you rather lose your passport or lose your phone? Let's say our answer at the same time. 3, 2, 1, phone.
Phone.
Yeah, okay.
I would honestly passport, but it just
Really?
It depends on what.
I don't
what
know.
time.
To me, I feel like the passport is. I actually have never had to fully go get it.
It's a hassle.
It's
but if I'm not going anywhere for a
Right.
year, like if I don't need my passport this year,
the phone.
I would. Yeah, losing your phone is.
I've had that.
I think that's more stressful.
It's gotten less stressful though over these past few years with how iCloud and stuff is.
I'm thinking of it from a price perspective.
Right. True.
Like that would put a dent in my wallet if I lost my phone.
Oh yeah. I mean, a phone. It's not a. It's not like a
cheap to
soda.
replace,
You just go
right?
get out of a soda pop machine, which
Yeah.
I wish I still had those. But when you put in 75 cents, now you got to put in $4.25 to get one drink.
You just swipe your card.
Oh yeah, swipe your card or tap it or scan your eye or lick
Yeah.
the thing. Who knows?
Tap your phone.
I do use the tap. I gave in. I mean, it's nice.
It works.
It works. If it works, it works. Brother. Ooh. Okay, brother. Would you rather lose all your money and valuables that you have currently, or lose all the pictures you've ever taken in your life or that you've been in?
That I've taken or that I've taken of me?
That you've taken or that you've been in? That's a tough question.
So losing everything means...
It says all your money and valuables.
probably just do the money and valuables. It'd be a painful
right.
transition, but you can always get that back.
Right.
It might take 5, 10, 20.
If I was 80 and you're asking me this, maybe it's a little different.
I don't care if my photos are being a little selfish.
Right. I mean,
but right now,
I wonder how much that would cost, though. I don't know. I've never got all my valuables and put them in a pile and been could probably be done.
I mean, you can always recover.
You can always bounce back. You can bounce back better.
Yeah.
Better, faster, stronger, smarter, sharper. The whole 9 yards. That's what life's all about.
Yeah.
Just like muscle. Tear it down, build it back up. Just to give one reference for all the meat wagons out there. Swolder family. Salute to them. Good people. Okay, brother. I want to get one that's, a little fun.
All right.
Okay, I got two. Which I know what you're going to answer on one of them, but it's a fun one to ask. Because
right. Yeah.
It'll make for a good clip at least. Brother Nicholas Stow. Are you ready for the next Would You Rather of the evening?
Let's hear it.
Would you rather climb the highest mountain in the world or swim to the deepest part of the sea of the world and survive either?
Obviously, climb the highest mountain.
Highest mountain top.
Easy.
Take me to the top. Closer to the gods, as they would say in Greece. Let me speak to Zeus, is what they said. Which is, honestly, shout out Zeus. Great age mythology selection. Okay, brother. Last one, goofy one. Are we ready, sir?
Let me go.
Would you rather smell like onions or smell like garlic? Two things. I like them both, but they're not, as a human, you don't want to smell like them.
I'd probably say garlic.
Me too, brother.
They're both pretty,
Ooh,
that'd be a poor choice. But
yeah, people be crying around you if you're an onion. Everyone gets, is everything okay? Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard somebody say it smells like onion in a good way.
Right.
But I have heard people say, "Oh, it smells like garlic."
Oh, I like garlic. Oh,
not often.
Is that garlic bread?
Yeah.
Is that garlic?
Is that onion bread?
Oh.
You ever heard somebody say that?
Nope.
Oh, you smell like onions. Is that a good thing or bad thing?
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Subway every time. Extra onions. Put them on. Come on. A little bit more. Every time, brother.
Every time.
They've got their benefits. They've got their advantages. Brother, spending time with you and catching up is always something that has its advantages.
Yes, sir.
It's always a pleasure. Distinguished honor.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, we shall do this again. We have many mountains ahead of us, both figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
And I got no doubt we'll reach the highest heights that we aspire to want to get to.
It's been a great time.
Well, brother, any message to the people? Final message to the people? Anything? Have a great evening.
Have a good one.
Take it easy. Yeah.
Take it easy.
Take it easy. Have a good one.
Tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow's a new day. That's right. Birds are going to be chirping tomorrow. Sun's going to be shining. What you going to do? You going to get it? Or you going to quit? It's a lesson or a blessing. All right. That concludes this phenomenal episode. Ladies and gentlemen, take it easy.